Are you spending valuable time brainstorming new recipe ideas? Do you need help creating fresh, exciting dishes that meet your customers' or family's needs? If so, try Chat-GPT, a powerful recipe generator that can save time and provide unique and unexpected recipe ideas. In this complete step-by-step slow-paced walkthrough tutorial, we'll show you how to use Chat-GPT to quickly generate recipe ideas and instructions, customize them to fit your specific needs, and finalize the recipes with finishing touches like adjusting the seasoning, plating suggestions, and even fitting the cuisine of a restaurant or region. This tutorial is designed for beginners who are new to AI and Chat-GPT. Whether you're a professional chef looking to create new restaurant specials, a home cook who wants to make meal planning easier, or a food blogger looking for inspiration, Chat-GPT can be a valuable tool for anyone looking to save time in the kitchen and create delicious recipes with ease. Prior experience with Chat-GPT is not required. We'll guide you through the process from beginning to end. So let's get started and see how Chat-GPT can take your culinary creativity to the next level. Chat-GPT is a chat model developed by OpenAI. It uses artificial intelligence to generate human-like text and can generate a wide range of text-based content, including recipes. To get started with Chat-GPT, you'll need to set up an account on the platform. Here's how to do it. 1. Go to the OpenAI Chat-GPT website. You'll find the link in the description of this video. 2. Click the Sign Up button. 3. Fill out the form with your email address and create a password. Or, sign up with your existing Google or Microsoft account. 4. Next, you'll be asked to verify your humanity and your email address. 5. After that, you may need to verify a phone number with a simple text message. Once you've created your account, you can use Chat-GPT to generate recipe ideas right away. The platform is designed to be user-friendly, with a simple interface that allows you to input your preferences and create recipe ideas quickly. It's worth noting that there may be costs associated with using Chat-GPT, depending on your usage level. As of March 2023, the Chat-GPT Plus plan is available for $20 per month and offers faster response speed, priority access to new any features, and availability even during high traffic times. It's a valuable investment for frequent users who want to get the most out of the platform. However, the platform does offer a free option, which allows you to try the features and functionality before committing to a paid plan. Now that you're signed up, we'll show you how to use Chat-GPT to generate recipe ideas based on your preferences. Here's how to do it. Go to the Chat-GPT website. Log into your account, and click the New Chat button to start a new conversation in the chat box. Type, "Hi," or any other greeting to start the conversation with Chat-GPT. Type, "Generate a recipe for me," or "I need a recipe," to tell Chat-GPT you want to generate a recipe. Chat-GPT will respond in a conversational way and ask questions if it needs more information. The more information you give Chat-GPT, the better your results. Next, you'll be asked to input the main ingredient or ingredients you want to use in your recipe, any dietary restrictions or preferences you wish to include or exclude, the cooking method you want to use, and any other preferences. Once you give Chat-GPT more details, it will provide you with a complete recipe based on your preferences. Read it over and see if it suits your needs. You can then ask Chat-GPT for more details on the recipe or how to modify it further to fit your preferences. Here's an example of how to generate a recipe using Chat-GPT. Type, "Hi," to start the conversation with Chat-GPT. Type, "Generate a recipe for me." Chat-GPT will ask you what type of recipe are you in the mood for and if you have any dietary restrictions or preferences. Type, "Chicken breast, gluten-free, baked." Chat-GPT will provide you with a recipe based on your preferences, complete with instructions and an ingredient list. Now that we've generated our first recipe, you can customize it further based on your preferences and requirements. Here's how. Modify ingredients. If Chat-GPT generates a recipe with ingredients you don't have or don't like, you can let it know by typing in the chat box. For example, you can enter, "I don't have lemons. Can I substitute it with lime juice?" or "Can I use beef instead of chicken?" Chat-GPT will then suggest alternative ingredients based on your preferences. Adjust cooking time. If Chat-GPT will generate a recipe with a cooking time that doesn't fit your schedule or preferences, you can ask it to adjust the cooking time by typing in the chat box. For example, you can say, "Can I change the recipe so it is done in 30 minutes?" Or, "Can I cook it all day in a crock pot while I'm at work?" ChatGPT will then suggest a modified cooking time based on your request. Change serving size. If ChatGPT generates a recipe with a serving size that's too small or too large for your needs, you can ask it to adjust the serving size by typing in the chat box. For example, you can type in, "Can you adjust the recipe to serve a family of 4, 2 adults and 2 children?" Or, "Can I change the recipe to feed one person with leftovers?" ChatGPT will then suggest modified ingredient quantities based on your request. Add personal touches. If ChatGPT generates a good recipe but not quite what you had in mind, you can ask it to incorporate your favorite ingredients or techniques by typing in the chat box. For example, you can say, "Can I add bacon to the recipe?" Or, "How can I make the recipe vegan and keep the same flavors?" ChatGPT will then suggest modified ingredient quantities and instructions based on your request. Here are some examples of customized recipe ideas generated by ChatGPT. ChatGPT generated a recipe for a smoothie with berries and yogurt, but I asked it for substitution ideas for the yogurt to make it dairy-free. ChatGPT generated a recipe for a quiche with spinach and cheese, but I asked to modify it by adding bacon and adjusting the cooking time to make it crispy. ChatGPT generated a recipe for grilled shrimp skewers and mango salsa, but I asked to modify it for a North Carolina beachside seafood restaurant. By customizing recipe ideas generated by ChatGPT through the chat box, you can create recipes that fit your specific needs and preferences, making it even easier to save time and create delicious meals. Once you've generated a recipe using ChatGPT, you may want to make final adjustments to ensure it meets your standards. Here are some tips for finalizing recipes. Adjust seasoning. Make and taste the dish and adjust the seasoning as needed. This could mean adding salt, pepper, or more of a particular spice or herb. Remember to taste as you go and ask ChatGPT to make minor adjustments with the spices you have in your pantry. It's always easier to add more seasoning than to take it away. Modify cooking time. If the recipe generated by ChatGPT has a cooking time that doesn't quite work for your equipment or preferences, you can adjust it accordingly. For example, ask ChatGPT if you need to add a few extra minutes to cook in a different oven or reduce the cooking time if you prefer your pasta al dente. Add plating suggestions. Presentation is an essential aspect of a recipe, so consider adding requests to make the dish look more appetizing or to fit in with a theme. This could mean simply garnishing with fresh herbs and arranging aesthetically pleasing food on the plate, or details on presenting as a platter for a rustic barn wedding. Make ingredient substitutions. If ingredients in the recipe you don't have or don't prefer, you can make substitutions. For example, if the recipe calls for butter but you're lactose intolerant, you could request non-dairy alternatives. Fitting the cuisine. If you're a restaurant chef, it's essential to make that the recipe matches the cuisine of your restaurant or region. ChatGPT can adjust the recipe by substituting ingredients or adjusting cooking techniques to achieve the desired flavor and texture. Add additional details. Lastly, suggest and add any other details that you think are important. This could mean adding how to store leftovers, suggesting alternative serving sizes, or how to package a recipe, like Christmas cookies, as a gift. Now that we are almost done here, we'll share some examples of finalized recipes generated by ChatGPT. Spicy shrimp linguine. Adjusted the spice level by reducing the number of red pepper flakes and adding more garlic. Added a squeeze of fresh lemon juice and chopped parsley to finish the dish. Vegan lentil stew. Substituted vegetable broth for chicken broth and added more vegetables to the recipe, including diced carrots and celery. Served with a dollop of vegan sour cream and a sprinkle of chopped scallions on top. Low-carb chicken stir-fry. Modified the cooking time to reduce the oil needed and used cauliflower rice instead of regular rice. Added sliced bell peppers and serve with a side of steamed broccoli. With these additional touches, you can take the original recipe generated by ChatGPT to the next level and create a delicious and visually appealing dish that's perfect for your audience or customers. Also, remember to experiment and try new things. Using ChatGPT to quickly generate recipe ideas and instructions can be a game-changer for busy chefs, food trucks, and home cooks. With its ability to suggest unique and unexpected recipe ideas, standardize recipes, provide general nutrition information, reduce food waste, and much more. ChatGPT is a valuable tool for anyone looking to save time in the kitchen without sacrificing quality. Thanks for watching this step-by-step tutorial. We've shown you how to use ChatGPT to generate recipe ideas, customize them to fit your specific needs, and finalize the recipes with finishing touches like adjusting the seasoning, plating suggestions, and keeping a cohesive style by serving the cuisine of a specific restaurant type or region. We encourage you to try ChatGPT for yourself and see how it can save you time and help you easily create delicious recipes for your family, customers, or social media audience. And if you have any questions or want to show off your creations, please leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you.